Turns out it wasn't as bad as I thought. My leg was just a pull. So this week we are good to go. I'm going to obviously take it easy, but welcome back to Grant Sinclair Tosner, the 37-year-old who's trying to learn how to swim. I'm looking forward to today, I can't lie. One good thing about learning is that it makes life a lot easier. Why does it make life a lot easier? Because when you're learning from a professional, everything makes sense. And Margaret, obviously the professional, she's an older lady, I'll tell you she's like mid-70s, is exceptional in her ability to get the instructions across in a way that makes sense. I think that's a big thing with learning for a lot of you, is that you can take advice from amateurs, which is fine because amateurs are usually cheaper and cheap usually fits most people's budgets. But what you've got to understand is it's the experience and the expertise in the professional standards that actually make all the small bits of information make more sense. And it's really only those that can invest in people who have the experience, one, but also have the ability to make their experience make sense. That is where the investment aspect of paying for someone's knowledge and advice really helps, because you all saw what I was like in the first video, and if we're being honest, I was shitting my pants. So this week you can hear, like, I'm not scared at all. Not scared. I'm actually really excited, and I already know that this is going to be the continuing theme with these swimming lessons, because you've got to understand that it is a relationship. It's a relationship, and when you hire a coach, when you hire any professional to do anything, it is a relationship, and that relationship takes time to build. The trust element of that relationship takes time to build, and I'm sort of 3 or 4 weeks in now, well, 4 weeks in now, so a month in, and I have listened. I guess that's a big part of learning, is listening. There's a couple of people in the group who don't listen. You know, I guess it all comes down to individual interpretation, but they're not really learning much. They're kind of still in the same place. And obviously, you know, I'm a coach and I teach people, so learning is going to come more natural to me than it is going to be to most other people, but they're not listening. And I guess, you know, when it comes to trying to learn something new, you've got to be a very special individual if you think that you can learn something you don't know how to do from someone who already knows how to do it but not listen, if that makes sense. You're never going to learn what to do if you don't listen to people that have already done it, and that's a big part of most people's problems, which for me isn't really an issue, because A, I like learning, especially if I don't know how to do something. I'm all in, a bit like golf, now I like swimming. I don't know what I'm doing really, so I'm paying money for someone to teach me how to swim. It makes sense that I listen to what they say, and 4 weeks in, or 3 weeks in, this will be the 4th, I'm learning a lot quicker than I would have done if I had tried to do it for free, or bought someone's ebook, or bought some bullshit off the internet. One-to-one is always going to be better one-to-one, and that's why I'm not really big on the sort of ebook selling courses, PDFs, blah blah blah, because I like to work one-to-one with people, because I understand the importance of one-to-one work, and you can only really develop, well, not only, but it just speeds everything up. Working one-to-one with somebody speeds everything up. And because I'm listening, I'm learning, and I feel super confident going into today's lesson. I'm gonna say that I want to do breaststroke, but I guess it depends where she sees me. And you know, I always do say that people are scared of, there's 2 fears. It's fear of not being successful, and then there's a fear of being successful. And I guess that if Margaret sees me further along than I see myself, I have to trust that, because I, for all intents and purposes, could just be holding myself back. And you know, a lot of people, I feel, do hold themselves back because they're scared of actually seeing the progress, or what that means. Because essentially, if you think about progress, the better you get, the harder you have to push, the more you have to learn, the more you have to sacrifice, the more you have to commit. And maybe that's what most people are afraid of, is that commitment to being better. Well, I am not afraid of the pool anymore, people. I am not afraid. One thing I will say though, trying to fit a swimming cap, even though I've got an extra large one, over a freshly plaited set of dreadlocks was not the easiest thing to do. One, because my head was throbbing beyond belief. She'd done it pulled my hair so tight, it hurt so bad. And 2, because my hair's actually got a lot longer now, and it's a lot thicker, as you can see. So it'll be a bit easier today because they're loose. I've undone them, I've untwisted them, so it shouldn't be that bad to get my swimming cap on. But yeah, just a bit of a word of advice for anybody that's got dreadlocks and is thinking about swimming. Get an extra large swimming cap, but just know when you get that fresh retwist, it's painful. Anyway, I find it funny, people still look at me like I'm crazy, like they've never seen a camera or YouTube or anything like that. But anywho, I'm here, so I will catch you in half an hour. Okay people, so Margaret says, guess who is been advanced to the next class? Margaret says that Grant is confident in the water now and that he is all in his head and he can basically swim. So she said that next week we're going to go into the big pool and she's going to put hoops under the floor and I'm going to swim under the hoops because she was watching me today. We didn't do breathing work on breaststroke. We didn't do any arm or leg work on breaststroke. We did a backstroke today, and initially that obviously meant that I had to learn to float on my back, and that has always been the big sort of scary thing for me, is going underneath the water. But obviously I'm not really too scared of being under the water anymore, so we did that, learned how to do that, relaxed a little bit, tipped my head back, hat come off and my hair got soaked. So my hair's all wet now, so I'm gonna have to wash my hair, which I was trying to avoid. But I can lay on my back and relax, and it's actually quite relaxing laying on your back in a pool. And so as soon as she saw that, she was like, right, try backstroke. So we got one of the little foam things, put that round my waist, and then she said, you got big strong legs, just kick from the hip like you're kicking a football, but just do that. That was absolutely fine, no problems at all, felt really comfortable, felt really sort of controlled, wasn't panicking at all. And then what did we do? She said, right, now you've got the foam thing, use your hands to scully, use your hands. And then she said, right, now get rid of the foam thing and do the exact same thing, just kick really hard and scully with your hands. Did that, no problem. Got a bit of water in my nose and mouth and had a little panic up, but she said that's pretty normal, just spit it out. So that was good. And then she said, right, now you're ready for the backstroke. Just showed me how to move my arms up and little fingers out, and then round. She said, just do that and kick as hard as you can. So I did that, and she said you got across the pool pretty quick. So backstroke's pretty much nailed on. And then she was like, at the end of the lesson, she said, how do you feel? I said, I feel really comfortable, I feel really confident, I'm not even thinking about the water now. She said, can you give me one deep breath, and then kick off? So in breaststroke, those of you who do breaststroke, you will know that there is a sort of glide phase where you're sort of gliding in between your arms pulling and your legs kicking, and see how far across the pool you can get. Obviously it's a training pool, so it's only like, I don't know, 10 meters maybe, 15 meters. Got 3/4 of the way across the pool from one kick and glide, which I guess is pretty good. But she said you're not scared of the water at all. So because of that, next week we're going to do some hoop work. So she's going to put some hoops at the bottom of the pool and she's going to get me to swim through them. And she said they'll probably do that in the big pool. And then once I've sort of done that, then I can move up into the next class. Let me just tell you something about this though. Now I'm proud. Hey, you know, this whole time I've said like, I won't be proud until I can swim 20 lengths. Well, when I was 7, learning to swim, my parents paid for swimming lessons for me. You get like a cohort of kids that come in. So every 3 months you get new starters, and then the ones that were there before move up into the second class, and then it sort of rinse and repeats. So in 9 months time, you go from being at the bottom class to the top class. Well, I stayed in the bottom class for 9 months. And then after that 9 months, my parents were basically like, it's a waste of money. So today for me is actually massive, because yes, I know I'm an adult, but I am moving up in my swimming class. And I don't know, I don't really pay too much attention to things like that. Like, I don't really get too sort of carried away with things like that. Like, I'm very just head down focus. But I actually feel really proud today. I feel extremely proud today because for the first time ever, I've moved up in a swimming group. I'm really looking forward to that, so that's good. I do feel confident, I can't lie. Today was really good. I was a bit nervous when she said backstroke. It all worked out well. It all really worked out well. So I feel good, I feel confident. My hat come off, and I'm a bit pissed off with that because now my hair's soaked. But yeah, today was really, really good. And again, this is the 4th week in a row for me. I've been to every class since the start of this group, and there were 2 more people missing today. Also, Ken isn't Ken. Ken is Dennis, and Dennis has given me all the times now that I can go to the pool and use it when it's not in use, and there's hour slots. So I might try and get one in. What are we today? Tuesday. I might try and go on Thursday and just try and do a little bit. But Dennis, I've got him in my phone as Big Den. Don't know if you had to see that. Big Den. See Big Den there? Yeah, all the times. So I've got all the times now, which is cool because now I know when I can and can't go to the pool. and practice. What I didn't mention on the way to the swimming lesson was that I trained. My groin was actually all right, so I rested for a couple of days. Obviously I was going to train legs on a Wednesday, didn't train legs on a Wednesday, just rested it till the Friday, went in and just did some light work. Nothing crazy, to be honest, because I wanted to be ready for today, because like I said, recovery mode. So I didn't go too crazy. Light weights, single leg stuff, just to be super cautious, but legs fine. Swam today, leg was fine. From that perspective, it's all good, no dramas, no worries. Tomorrow I will probably train legs, and then what I'll do is maybe get to the pool on Thursday, depending on how my legs feel. I'll go Thursday, get in the pool, and then obviously Friday will just be my normal upper body session. But yeah, swimming is going really, really well. And I think the one thing that we want, and I guess these will be the words of wisdom, is all we want is recognition that what we're doing is right. And I think the confidence, where we gain our confidence from, is knowing that what we are doing is correct. And I think a lot of people that do try to do things, whether it's in fitness, like I say, I always relate it back to fitness, you know, trying to get in shape, trying to build muscle, trying to decrease body fat, whatever it is, trying to run faster, whatever it is, you have to understand that the confidence you gain only comes from knowing that what you're doing is right. And if you're always doubting if what you're doing is right, you're never going to fully gain that confidence that you need to commit. And that's the one thing that I'm learning in swimming, is that Margaret is giving me the feedback that I need to create the confidence that lets me know that what I'm doing is right. And it's funny because Margaret works the same way as me, and maybe this is like a experience talking. When I'm with my clients, mainly my one-to-one clients, like when I see them in person, my rules are, if you don't hear me talk, you don't hear me try to improve you or correct you or whatever, then what you're doing is bang on. The moment you hear me say something or adjust something is when you know you're slightly off. And Margaret is working the exact same way. So because I'm new to this, I'm seeking like that instant validation from her. So am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? So she'll ask me to do something, I'll do it, and then I won't hear anything. And I guess when you're new to things that you don't typically understand how they work, when you do them, you want that instant feedback. You want to know that if it's right, is it right? A bit like kids, I guess. You know, a child does something for the first time, they want to know if it's right straight away. And what I'm learning is that never changes. As an adult, as a child, whatever. If you're learning something new, we want to know if we're doing it right. And Margaret is exactly like me as a coach. If I say to do something and you do it right, I'll say well done, but there's not going to be any sort of like pats on the backs and high fives. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck in life, is they do something right and they think that there should be like this party thrown for them. And so with regards to swimming and stuff, what I'm sort of realizing is that my confidence in the pool is literally down to knowing that my coach is validating what I'm doing by progressing me every week. And I think that's a major thing. That's you know, like with my clients as well, like I say, it all depends on where you start. It all depends on where you start. If what you do is right and you can do it well, and you can demonstrate that you're doing it well, and you can stay consistent with that, then you get progressed on. And like I was saying before, when it comes to fear of success, every time you learn something new, it's a bit scary because it's new, and we want to be comfortable because we've learned something, and we want to stay there because we've learned it and we can do it well. Ultimately, progress and the end goal means continually learning, continually getting out of your comfort zone, continually getting to a place where you feel good. So yeah, this week was really, really good. I'm super chuffed today. But anyway, that's enough of me. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for all the comments and the positive energy, and I will see you all next week.